Yo, what's going on, guys? The Kitty G on egtv, and we're back again with another video. Monster's supposed to jump through, but right now we got my guy Gunnar Souls in the house, and we're going to be talking about Chelsea Arsenal. But for the first couple minutes, we're going to be talking until Monster joins us. We're going to be talking about it from the Arsenal perspective. And once we get Monster in, we're going to also have the Chelsea perspective. But yo, man, how you feeling? We just beat Zurich 1-0. We're going to be going into this game over the moon, ready to go for the next game. How you feeling? You excited going to this Chelsea game? Because this is one of the first times where I feel like Chelsea away from home, we feel like the favorites to win this game. I haven't felt. Usually we're the underdogs and we still get something out of it, but like we're the favorites this time. It's crazy.
Oh yes, the turnaround from sort of what Chelsea call themselves, like the European champions and everything like that, to us being now the favourites going into a tie between the two, is a crazy awakening to say that Arsenal might be on the verge of coming back to what we've grown up with. So it's exciting times, and obviously the Zurich game, it is what it is. It's one of those games which we got the job done. That's the best way to put it. I wouldn't look too much into it. A lot of those players aren't going to be sort of 100% playing because there's not really much other than top place to play for. But it's also some of them are reserving themselves or doing enough to win that game and just get into Chelsea. Obviously, unfortunately, we still got one injury in Tomiyasu, or it looks like he's not going to be back until after the World Cup from some of the initial tweets that I'm seeing. And that's the only bummer. But thankfully, Taney seems fine. He did have a bit of a scare, but he seems to be back on the pitch and just playing his normal game. And obviously, the only unfortunate thing is we didn't get to see Zinchenko play because it would have been nice to sort of see him for 5-10 minutes just to see where he's up to and how fit he is and whether he would even feature in the Chelsea game or if he's just lacking that fitness. So a few positives and a few obviously things we can speak on, but I'm very excited going into this Chelsea game. I've never been sort of confident as I have been going into an away top six game than I have been, and we need to obviously get that W because if we now lose, then people are going to be like, "Oh, you could." The narrative's going to spin that you can't beat a top six team away from home. So we need to do something here just so we can keep them quiet at least for a little bit. So that's my initial feelings.
I can already sense the goalposts moving and the narratives changing. Basically, if we don't beat Chelsea, people are going to say, "Oh, you don't have it against the big teams. You only do it against small teams." But they're then going to ignore our wins at home versus Tottenham and thinking they're just going to talk about away matches versus big teams. That's it. And then also, if we hypothetically, if we win against Chelsea, they're going to say, "Yeah, but Chelsea's bad anyways. You should beat them. You're better than them." That so either way we can we're set up for failure. If we don't win, we're set up for failure. If we do win, well, we're sitting pretty. We're sitting pretty. That's how it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's just go. There's a bunch of comments in the chat. People in the chat will be saying, "Big up, my guy Harris." Put some W's in the chat for all the people. Monster is coming. Yes, Monster is coming at this moment in time. It looks like false advertisement. Yo, what's up, broski? Nice to see you rebrand. Big up Fatur. Yo, Fatur, if you want to come on, I can send you the link. You can definitely jump on. Good morning to you, my guy. It's not morning over here, but it's night. We're about to go to sleep soon. But like, yeah, skills. Big up skills, man. Skills been around for a minute. Pressure on both sides to win 110%. Now, before Monster gets here, we're gonna talk about Chilwell's injury and all those other players getting injured. But to me, the thing that I wanted to talk about is Arsenal seem like they're going to be fully fit going into this game. Knock on wood. I know Tomiyasu just picked up an injury, but we look like we're going to be pretty much fully fit until going into this game. Where on the other hand, Chelsea, we can't really say the same thing. They got Reece James out. They got Chilwell who just got injured. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
No, I mean, even if you look at the sort of first game we played last season, when we were the ones with the injuries and Reece James teared as a new one, with the constant sort of using the right hand side and the right channels to cross the ball into Lukaku, and that's how they initially got their goals and broke through. Um, it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic when those two, especially Chilwell and Reece James, who do tend to break the lines and use the channels wide to bring in the other attackers, are no longer there, because Cucurella has been somewhat underwhelming from what I've seen, and he hasn't really been the Cucurella that we expected him to be. But then again, we can cut him some slack because he's only just signed for Chelsea, and obviously there's a whole new Graham Potter system which he's used to, so we might see a new version of him. But again, at the minute, he hasn't been that player, and they're riddled with injuries in the back line. Like Fofana's had an injury, they've had obviously Reece James, Chilwell being out, so they're going to have a very rotated back line, and of course, a lack of investment in some sense, with the likes of Rudiger, Christensen being sold and not really being replaced. They've not heavily invested in that sense, and oh yeah, Kepa's out for them, if I'm not mistaken, or he's in doubt at least, which is a huge part of the way Potter likes to play. So if he's going to have to revert back to type in terms of bringing Mendy back in and not having that distributing keeper, that's going to change a lot of the way they approach the game. So those injuries can help us, but it's about us now capitalizing on those opportunities and the way we play. Obviously, I don't want to divert the conversation to how the game will go, but they're losing a lot of the key ways that Potter likes to manage his team. And of course, when you look at Kante not being there either, and obviously Kovacic just coming back from an injury, it's going to be interesting to see how the midfield dynamic compares to ours, because Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard have been fit this season and been playing, together, and they've got that cohesiveness and a system they like, and midfields win games. So it's going to be interesting to see how this now new look Chelsea midfield is going to compare, because if you look at the Brighton game, they were overrun. So there's going to be a lot of dynamics I think Chelsea are going to be interested in, but it's also going to give us an idea of whether we can clear the pack, at least in the early stages of the season, and just create a little bit of a gap going into sort of those tougher end of the season campaigns when the cups come into it. And obviously you've got FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and then obviously you've got your European competition. So it's going to be fascinating to see how Potter sets his team up, knowing he's not got key components in areas.
You know what? Big up Fatur in the house. Fatur, how you doing?
Yeah, all good. How you guys doing? Yeah.
People saying like man like Fatur in the house. He's got the hat and everything. Matt, if you're up, jump on in. I know it's early in Australia right now, but talk to me, man. How you feeling about Arsenal at home for you guys?
I feel like, a bit of, in some ways, like semi-confident because I feel like the last couple of games we haven't been performing that well. And like Gonzalo says, I feel like this is the biggest game that Chelsea ever had this season, apart from Man United and what other team, like the likes of Liverpool, but we haven't played at Liverpool yet. But yeah, I think this is our second test before we got Man City on Wednesday. So it'll be interesting as well, because for me, my concern is that Potter literally put 90% of his lineup for Sunday against Dinamo Zagreb yesterday. So it'll be interesting that what kind of rotation that he'll be putting on Sunday. And the one that I would like to touch upon that is that the Ben Chilwell situation, which is really disappointing for me. And when I see that the pop up, when his hamstring pop up yesterday, right, it's gonna be like at least almost a full whole season. It's gonna be out for, and it's such jarring to see. And the fact that we've got Reece James out still, and also Cucurella is a semi-fit, and Kovacic as well is one of those players that injury prone as well. So it'll be a tough game on Sunday, but I'm just looking at it like it's a massive derby game. It's a 12 p.m. kickoff. Like our fans gonna be up for it no matter what though for Sunday, and it's gonna be a hostile atmosphere. That's for sure.
Ooh, people are already on to Potter, man. But just talking about your injuries.
Mm-hmm.
How many players do you have injured? Like, just educate us a little bit. So you have Reece James out, you have Chilwell out. Who else is injured for Chelsea?
At the moment, we've got Reece James out, Ben Chilwell out, and Kante also out due to ligament. I think ligament or hamstring injury. I forgot what kind of injury it is.
Okay. N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo Kante, yeah, and Cucurella is it's not fit enough after he diagnosed. I forgot again what he's diagnosed for. It was
it tonsillitis or something?
Yeah, that's the one. Mm-hmm.
Fofana's injured for how long?
Fofana's injured for after the World Cup.
Okay, and
So we've
Koulibaly?
got basically we've got defensive crisis at the moment. We only
And
got
what about Koulibaly?
Koulibaly's going to be playing on Sunday. He only had a kick on yesterday's game as well. So
Okay, so he's going to be available.
practically we're going to start with Silva and Koulibaly at the back, and then you can have Kovacic and
waiting
Loftus-Cheek
on
in
him.
midfield alongside with Jorginho, and up front it's going to be like Mason Mount and then Aubameyang and maybe a Kai Havertz on Sunday.
Okay, why is Mendy starting? Because I'm hearing Mendy's going to start.
Because
Kepa's injured.
Kepa's injured.
Kepa's injured too?
Yeah.
Wow. So this is crazy. You guys have a full-on like crisis. This is mad. I didn't think it was this bad.
Bear in mind, we've got Kovacic also injury prone. I think he played about 75% of his game yesterday as well.
Wow. See, Ligana saying Chelsea are scared of Arsenal. What? Terry's video of Chelsea being scared of Arsenal. If I'm a Chelsea supporter, I would be fuming. I don't think that's too far off. There's a lot of fans that are Chelsea fans that are kind of scared of this game. Am I wrong?
Yeah, 100%.
So there's a lot of people that are actually
Some
worried.
people are scared. I understand that, but for me on Sunday, like I want to win badly enough, just because I'll be there at Stamford Bridge as well. So yeah.
Just to let you know, I think our team is pretty much fit. Everyone's almost pretty much everyone's fit except for Kieran Tierney. ESR and potentially Tomiyasu. So that is pretty much the situation right now. People asking where Monstar is. Monstar's just coming back home from playing football. He has the link. He's going to be joining us whenever.
Did you play a full lineup against Zurich?
No, what happened is we played a mixture. So some of them came on, but majority of them were on the bench. Like Partey was on the bench. Xhaka wasn't even featuring. Saka was on the bench. Gabriel Martinelli didn't even come on the game. Saliba didn't touch the pitch.
No, Saliba didn't play. White played. Ramsdale played. If you want to say Tierney's the first team he played, Sambi, no, Vieira, whole midfield wasn't, and then it was just Jesus, and then it was Nelson.
But you know the difference between the two teams right now is we are playing some of the best football we played in a long time, and Chelsea still look like they are developing and they don't know what they're doing. Is it due to the injuries, you'd say, or is it just because your players are that poor? Because against Brighton, no way Chelsea lose to Brighton 4-0, and it's because you guys are still getting into gear. Some of your players are just underperforming.
I think last week alone, when we lose to Brighton, I would say the whole team was playing that bad. Even Silva, for me, which is really surprising. Like one time I've seen Silva at a bad game was like, I've seen never in his life playing a bad game in the Chelsea shirt. That was the first time I've seen he was like he's getting caught up in the no man's land. Cucurella's getting done by in that left hand side. Everything went wrong last week from the start to finish, and I think Brighton last week played a beautiful game, and they killed us. They almost killed. Like it could have been a lot more than 3 goals in that first half alone last week. It was that bad.
Interesting. All right, people in the chat, hit that like button right now. We only got 18 likes. We got about 30 of you guys in the chat, so we got a bunch of freeloaders. Hit that chat, and also put a W in the chat for my guy Gunnar Souls. Put an L in the chat for my guy Fatur, because we know his team's gonna take an L on the weekend, hopefully. But yo, what is it with Chelsea, man? Your attackers aren't attacking. Your midfielders aren't really creating chances, and your strength is supposed to be your defense, and that is like that is where you're having your defensive issues right now. So what is Chelsea's strength at this point? Because it doesn't look like you have a strength in any area.
At the moment, it's still a bit of unknown, and our goal scoring threat hasn't been appearing a lot for the last couple of games. And the fact that Havertz scored last week against Brighton, it's only telling me that it's only for one game. I don't think we need some consistency in our attacking. That's what we struggle a lot for the last. We keep repeating of our attacking style for the last 3 seasons now. We haven't seen enough, and that's our main issue. We haven't got that prolific goal scorer. Yes, we do have Aubameyang, but unfortunately he's 35 now, so it's a bit of guessing game. Havertz hasn't been that good this season as well. Mason Mount at times can be invincible, but for me, it's just like what Paul's trying to do is trying tweak some things and trying to find what's the best way to, what's our best front three at the moment, because he keeps changing rotation based on the games that are coming up. So
What's
yeah,
your
it's
thought?
not tough to call.
One second, bro. What's your thought on Aubameyang? And also, what is everyone's thoughts on this thing? Because this thing was trending today.
That was
And
funny. That was funny.
and
I'm not gonna lie.
I seen it a couple of days ago, and I was kind of like, yo, hey, yo, what's going on with Aubameyang? But personally, I'm looking at this. I'm saying to him, you know what? You're saying it's nothing personal, Mikel Arteta. You take this, you put it on that whiteboard, you point at it, and you tell them this is what we're gonna pay attention to on the weekend. We're gonna make sure we get this guy, because we can't let him speak about us, do all these things, and then get the W. We got to beat Chelsea, and it's going to be more of a slap in the face of Aubameyang, being like, you know what, you left us and we're better than you. That's the way we look at it, or at least I look at it. Gunnar Souls, I don't know how you look at it. You probably don't give a shit.
No, it's just the way you have to promote things nowadays, isn't it? With this sort of TikTok generation, 7 seconds to engage an audience. So I found it quite fair play. Like the marketing, you know what? Fair play. Because the thing is, Aubameyang doesn't mean that much in the context of our club. Yes, he won us an FA Cup. Yes, he scored goals for us, and yes, we enjoyed the time he had with us. But he's not a club legend. He's not someone that's iconic, or he's not a Thierry Henry. He's not a Bergkamp. Someone where we can sit there and go, "Oh my God, why would you do this?" I don't really care. Like I don't even want that whiteboard thing to come up. And this is just another game.
You don't want them to.
No, I don't.
Motivation.
Who cares? Who cares about this washed up bum? Why do we care? The guy can't do it. He's not done it for a while. Why do we care? There's bigger fish to fry. Like, we need to focus on the game and not the individual. So for me, don't care. Good promo. I actually rate the promo. Marketing team did very well there. And yeah, man, that's all I see it as.
What? We got 38 people in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button right now. Also, you can become a member in this climate where everything is expensive in the economy. Only £1 to become a member on the channel. So go check it out. Go become a member right now. Click that button. And you know what? We got a lot of good content coming this week. This is not the only Chelsea video we're doing. We're gonna do a combined 11 show also on Saturday before the game also. But right now, I'm gonna go to you, Matt. How you feeling? Your boy Kepa's not gonna play. Your boy Reece James not gonna play. Chilwell's not gonna play. You have so many players missing. N'Golo Kante is gonna be missing. What is your team gonna look like on Sunday?
Mate, we're a mid team. I've said that for a long time. We are a mid table team with all these players gone. The Reece James, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Thiago Silva. These players, have been saving us this season. Coming to now Chilwell being injured. That's just an add-on to the list, add-on to the problem. So with Arsenal's squad, it's going to be really, really difficult. I've said, I wouldn't be surprised if we Chelsea fans aren't really looking for a win. I'll be honest. I'm not really looking for a win. If we get a win, that'd be fantastic. But a draw would be the best thing we can get, because we are shocking. We are shocking, and it's not the manager's problem. It's these players. These players are genuinely rubbish. I've said that we have 11 out of the 23 squads are garbage. When we're relying on players like Loftus-Cheek in 2023 or 2022, that's how we're in shambles. And relying on people like 35-year-old Aubameyang. I don't want to rely on this guy. I said to Egal 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Remember on the terrace, I said that I think Aubameyang will do bits, but he's been doing okay. Like that's what we expect.
What did I tell you about Aubameyang though?
You said he won't score.
I told you Aubameyang is a guy who won't offer you that much. And also, let's talk about your front three: Sterling, Aubameyang, Havertz. Futur, do you guys blame them, or is it more of a thing where it's the people behind them? Because me and Gunnar Souls, we've been through this. We've seen our strikers that we've had not be able to finish because they had no creativity behind them. Do you blame the creativity, or do you blame them? Because Havertz,
I would partly blame the attack and the amount of chances that we miss. For example, I could count at least 2 chances that Sterling missed last week, where literally our midfield play a good pass towards up front. But again, I think we have some issues again with the converting that chances into a goal. That's been our main issue for this season as well. Partly, sometimes it could be the midfield issue. It could be the forward issue as well. It's a bit of mix, but it's still a bit unknown which partly what you want to blame. But I've heard Chelsea Twitter quite a lot that you partly blame the midfield, or I've heard about Jorginho scapegoating. People keep blaming Jorginho, this and that. I know he hasn't been that good this season. People want him to be, you know what, want to let Jorginho to go, like to leave the club. And I've seen some very, very stinky agendas on timeline, which is really not helpful at this situation at all. And at the moment, it's still kind of like 50-50, which party to blame. But yeah, it has been a lot of struggle as of late. But again, on one game alone, it's really unknown whether these strikers can turn up. You could have
Oh, yeah,
let's
for
say on
sure.
Sunday, Alba turning up.
I gotta get to the comment section, and they're asking about the wing back situation.
Yeah.
What is going on with Graham Potter? Why is he putting Sterling wing back?
Matt, you want to answer that?
I mean, well, because he feels like it. This guy is trying to, you know, experiment like Tuchel. And here's the thing for me. I've said Tuchel was our guy, but Potter's a great manager still, and he's still doing these experiments. But they're not going to work. They're not going to work. You can't put an attacker who has an attacking mindset in wing back. And we don't have numbers. I agree. We played against Salzburg. He put a Sterling there, but it's not going to work. I'm sick of these managers putting him there. So we have to put these guys in a natural position. And you say, Egal, is it the midfield or the attack? For me, it's mainly the attack. We had 22 shots yesterday, right? And when you got players like Havertz, who's rubbish, right? You got Sterling who's out of form, and you got 35-year-old Aubameyang. I expect these guys to get at least more goals. 85 million Kai Havertz, and I expect this guy to get at least a couple more goals this season. If he's not getting me goals and assists, I want him out. Same with Mason Mount. It's the same consistency. Mason Mount as well, sticking up this pitch. He's not a good player. These players are not good players. They're bang average players, but we treat them like these guys are generational talents. And that's the problem, Miguel, that we just have higher standards for our attack. That's why it comes and blames our midfield. Like Jorginho, they blame Kovacic. Oh, we don't create, blah, blah, blah. But these attackers, they get a lot of chances. They just don't score because they're genuinely rubbish.
What's the mood like at the games? Because 1 second, let me ask Gunnar Souls something first. Gunnar Souls, talk to me, man. You got any questions for these guys? Because since we got the Chelsea boys here, we might as well pick their brains a little bit. Because I'm not gonna lie, I speak to Arsenal, I speak to Mojo all the time, and he just tells me, you know what? I'm not looking into any game excited right now. He's worried about every game. He just seen his team versus Brighton, and he's like, I'm scared of Arsenal. I'm like, you know what? That surprises me that a lot of people are saying they're scared of Arsenal. But at the same time, should we be surprised, bro?
Do you know what? It's difficult, isn't it? Because I think the football world had a wake-up call because everything they did banter Arsenal for in terms of the words of processes and projects and things do take time to sort of build up. They're now, all of them are going through it. Like now you're seeing United using similar phrases that it's going to take time. It's a process, it's a project. You know, you're hearing Liverpool say that there's a transitional period. You've got to rebuild your team. You know, and a similar thing's happening at Chelsea because they've had a complete restructure of top to bottom. Okay, it's out of their hands what happened, and you know, I'm not going to get into the political side of it all, but you know, forced or not, they've had huge changes to make. Petr Cech's gone. That Marina, she's gone as well. So they're having to obviously replace the scouting network and who does their dealings and everything, whilst going through a transfer window, and that being a summer window as well, where the majority of what you get done needs to be done for that, because January isn't notorious for big signings. So I do want to. Well, I mean, it's not Potter's fault what he's gotten because he's only just come in. So I do think, you know, there's an element that I think Potter needs some, you know, cutting some slack to, because he's just inherited this mess and he's trying to make what he can of it. Because if I'm looking at your team, I don't really know what he can do, because it's not really a lot there to work with in terms of Sterling. I mean, yes, could he change the formation? Yes, but then he's losing an element of his game.
I'm just gonna say this. Sterling, what you said there, I believe Sterling going to Chelsea is probably a bad move in the sense for him, because I feel like Sterling is a good player, but him going from a team that creates a plethora of chances where he is not known for being the best finisher. He's now going into a team that is historically known for not for killing attackers that don't really create the same amount of chances, and it's going to be a match made in hell. If you get what I'm saying, because his weaknesses is what you guys are already weak at, and he's coming into a team that is going to show his weaknesses a lot more than a team that is going to mask it or maybe work to his favor. You guys are not going to work. You guys are not going to play to his strengths. You're basically playing to his weakness by giving him crosses across the box all the time, hoping that he taps them in or gets to them. And when he gets the ball from outside the box and he has more time to run at players, you don't really play like that. Do you guys really? Am I wrong? Like you don't give him the ball, give him the chance to go ahead and do what he wants to do. It's
Well,
almost
we
like,
try to give him the ball to kind of start dribbling, but now he can't really dribble. So I agree. It's we bring him in for I think more of a creative aspect, not really to finish, because that's what Aubameyang was brought into. Just tap the ball in the back of the net, just stand in that box and tap the ball in the back of the net. But now we're seeing Sterling's kind of been doing that. I saw Havertz yesterday give a cross and Sterling's in that box, and you're right. Sterling can finish 1 out of the 4 chances, and you're right. He gets a lot of chances at City, and that was the problem, and that's why I was a bit concerned why we signed him. I was a bit confused, but we don't know who signing this was. If it was Tuchel, if it was the boards, we don't know. But we have a new manager now, and I don't know if Potter even likes this player. So the problem, and what Gunnarsol said, is that yes, I wouldn't blame any of these players because Potter's new. He can't do anything with these players because I'll tell you, these players are genuinely rubbish. I'm willing to give managers times, not players. These players have been here for about 3 years, and some of them are still garbage. There's some of them who've been here since Conte. Jose, and they're still rubbish.
yo, this is false advertisement, Egal. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Monstar was supposed to be here. He literally texted me. He said he's gonna come. He called me. He said start the video at closer to 11:20. I started at that time. I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. He was supposed to be here. He didn't show up yet. My apologies, bro. Sorry about the false advertisement. But he was fully intended to come. That's why I removed Carefree Lewis from it because I know he's not coming. But yeah, just gonna ask you guys a quick question. Do any Chelsea players currently get into an Arsenal combined 11?
Injured or not? Injured or
Fit.
See, look
I
at
think-
Thiago Silva. He's
Thiago
fit.
Silva.
I'll put Thiago Silva in.
Yeah. The easiest probably Thiago Silva, but apart from that,
I'll be shameless and snake in Jorginho, honestly.
What?
No,
For
but
who?
he ain't been better than any of our midfielders, not this
For
season.
who?
But
Reece James.
who's in your midfield?
If it's a full team, I'll put Reece
Partey,
James in combined 11.
Xhaka.
Oh
and
yeah.
Odegaard.
Never mind. I'll just put Thiago Silva. That's the only fit.
So you guys
I'll
aren't
say-
even gonna try.
What, do you want a fit one? Like if it was a full team,
Okay,
I'll put Reece James on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Ramsdale.
can put Reece James. We can, Kepa over Ramsdale easily any day of the week.
Kepa over Ramsdale. What?
Have you not seen Kepa this season? This guy's been one of the best keepers in the world.
But he's only
This
played
season.
how many games though?
He's played 7 games this season. He's like statistically one of the best players, one of the best keepers in the world.
Nah, man.
Has Ramsdale saved you in 3 games? Don't think
Yes,
so.
he has more than 3 games.
Probably more than that, yeah.
Nah, not individually.
Do you know what?
Wait. Is your left back? I'll give Cucurella a shout.
Yeah, that's
If
because
it-
we've got like
if it's
3
a-
different ones
if
who've played this
Benzema
time.
wasn't
Bro, we
injured,
literally
I would've
have
put
Tony
him as
Austin,
well.
Kieran Tierney, and Zinchenko. And
Yeah, I think Cucurella's up there.
but
Hasn't
Cucurella's looking
Hasn't
like
Zinchenko been
Cinderella.
injured? Isn't Zinchenko injured?
Zinchenko just came back.
Yeah.
But he's basically
Cover?
injured,
I'll
innit?
put
So
cover.
you can root him out if you want. But I'd even put Tomiyasu over him. But it's
You're
different.
putting
This season's
Cucurella.
weird, innit? Because
I
like
put
half the team.
Jorginho over Partey.
Wait. Are you putting Cucurella?
I'll put Cucurella and I'll put cover. I feel
I'll
cover.
put Chilwell in that.
Chilwell's injured. Okay, yeah. Let's do fit. So Chilwell.
I'll put
Well,
Chilwell all day.
If fit, you know what? Chilwell hasn't been better than Zinchenko when fit. Zinchenko's been the best out of all of our left wings.
Yeah, but nah. I personally think Cucurella's been better than Chilwell though. I think Cucurella and Chilwell better than your left backs. Tomiyasu and
Nah, he ain't better than
Zinchenko.
Tierney. A fit Tierney is way better than them.
Nah, I don't think
I don't think
Tierney's
so, man.
that good.
I think
Chilwell.
Chilwell like walks in
Chilwell
actually now. I
all
think, yeah.
If it's a full team,
all I know is Partey is the best DM out of all our teams.
I'll give you Partey, but Kovacic walks in.
I
Kovacic walks in.
know Futur wanted to make a case for Jorginho. Jorginho's not better than Partey. Jorginho's not better than Partey. And Xhaka this season is playing like one of the best midfielders in the world.
I'll give you Xhaka. He's been doing well.
Yeah, because only.
But I'll walk in. If I'm like midfield of 3, Kovacic walks in.
And Xhaka.
What does Kovacic offer you creativity?
No, but he's a good player.
Ball forward more quickly. That's
this guy can dribble like 4 players.
If you have Xhaka and Partey, you don't need Kovacic.
What?
If you have Xhaka and Partey in the midfield, you don't need Kovacic.
Who's the one going to be dribbling past 6, 7 players?
Okay, for a functioning midfield, if you have Xhaka and Partey, you're putting Kovacic with that.
It's got to be between Mount and Odegaard, really.
Oh, Odegaard. We're doing that. Odegaard.
I'm sorry. Man over Odegaard all day.
No, I'm sorry. This one, Odegaard. I really like Odegaard. I think Odegaard's a good player.
No, I'm sorry.
Why don't you guys like your best player, Mason Mount?
Our best player is injured right now. Our best player is injured. Our average player, Mason Mount, who's bang average and gets overhyped, is not a good player as people think he is. This guy's 24 nearly, and he's still. I can't see any talent. Nothing's coming yet, mate. It's not coming. He's too inconsistent. I can't call this guy a world class next Frank Lampard if the guy scores 3 goals every season.
No, Jem is killing me. Jem is saying you gotta sort this out. Xhaka over Kovacic, bro. Xhaka has been better than Kovacic.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll give Xhaka, not Partey though.
Even with,
I think Kovacic walks him.
Let me show you guys what we have so far. So this is what we have so far, right? Right?
So are we doing injured or not injured?
We're not doing injured because Rhys James is clearly there.
Okay, then put Kepa over Ramsdale any day of the week, and Cucurella over Tyranny.
Ramsdale's been better overall than Kepa right now.
Kepa gets an. Kepa's the best keeper in the league right now.
I'm in for that. Yeah, just piss you guys off. Yeah. 100%.
You're saying Kepa.
Yeah, but why though? For what though?
Because he's literally consistently consistently saved us for 3 games this season, right?
Yeah, but I can say the same about Ramsdale. He's made game-saving changes.
I can say Tomiyasu's left back based on that format.
Oh, come on, man. Chilwell all day.
He pocketed Mo Salah. He then the Leeds game, he was a crucial part to it. And also against did he also play against Tottenham?
No, but then in that case, I'd put Ben White over James this season. Because Ben White has literally saved our asses.
No, you can't do that.
Though. By the logic, no.
I'm not saying that.
I'm just using your logic to talk about Ben White has single-handedly saved us in many of these games.
No, my logic on Kepa is saying that you guys saying Ramsdale has saved you. I said no, Kepa saved us more, and Kepa's been one of the best keepers statistically. I said statistically, Kepa's been one of the best keepers.
Ben White has won us more games than James has done for you.
No, but look.
No. I'm saying performance as well. Hang on. That was one of my arguments. I said the performance as well. Kepa has been one of statistically the best keepers in the world. It's statistically proven. He's been one of the best keepers.
Wide over Rhys James. You having a laugh?
Listen.
Well, by that logic, yes.
What logic? What logic? I just said. I said he's individually saved us with his saves. He's made world-class saves to save us. Plus, he's been individually the best keeper in the world this season.
Yeah, but Ben White's
the best keeper in the world was Ter Stegen, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll show you the statistic. For the most save, he had 93% save rate.
Wasn't the Barcelona keeper the best keeper in the world?
No. He was 93.3% save rate in the Premier League. Had the highest save with less goals in the whole league.
No, but you have to understand the save percentage also has to do with the factor of quality of shots.
Yeah, and did you not see the shots again? Did you not watch the games? Did you not see Danny Ings and he had to jump? This is Tony.
Okay, right now we're having.
We don't need to pick point saves. We can just say as a whole, majority his saves were world class saves.
1 second. Right now we're having some howlers, but let's just put in the sure things, okay? Because we know Saka's in. We know Martinelli's in. Are you guys gonna put somebody else in instead of Martinelli?
I'll put Sterling over Martinelli.
I'll put Sterling in there.
You guys can take Saka and Jesus any day, but I'm sorry, Sterling gets over Martinelli.
I'll put Sterling in there. I'll put
are you okay with that?
Martinelli, G.
Yeah, but Martinelli's been one of our best. No, he has been our best attacker.
I put Sterling over Martinelli all day.
Yeah.
then Jesus up front.
What is it on? Because the performances Martinelli's put in have been outstanding, and he also has the goals to match.
I'm just looking at this lineup. I'm looking at this midfield more because I think Sterling gets
I'm
in here
literally
though.
willing to put a combined 11 with only one Chelsea player. That's how serious I am.
Who's the one Chelsea player?
Thiago.
No. We must not forget. Hang on. We must not forget that there's the player quality as well. Like we know Sterling's an overall better player than Martinelli, and I think Sterling's been very good this
But
season.
who's been
Still,
this season though? We're not.
if we're talking this season, then I have to say
what's the
Martinelli.
premise then? Let's clarify premises and then we.
If we're saying
Kepa has played only 4 Premier League games.
We played 6 games in general.
No, he played 4 Premier League games. Are you serious?
He's played 4. He's played 5.
Oh my God!
No, he hasn't. Actually, no. He's played 6.
One second.
He's played 6.
Big up Jamie.
He's played 6.
1 second. Let me just read the super chat. Big up Jamie Phillips. Great show, guys. Till I heard Kepa is the best in the league. LOL. It's Allison. 100%. It's Allison. How are we forgetting about Allison?
No, it's not. Where's Liverpool right now?
Allison has been the best.
We're talking to Kepa Stan here, so
Where's Allison, mate? Allison's
I'm stepping back
nowhere
for a
to be
bit. You're talking to Kepa Stan here, so I'm gonna step back for a bit.
Yo, we got United fans saying it's no. He's an Arsenal fan saying it's De Gea. What? De Gea.
Well, we'll see who wins the player of the month.
Oh
Kepa's in that.
Nah, but yo, Jamie Phillips he has a point. Okay, so what's going on? Is Sterling gonna get in over Martinelli, or how are we gonna?
I'll put Sterling over Martinelli, then you can have Jesus up front.
No, but why is Sterling over Martinelli?
Yeah, why? What's he done?
You know what?
But are we going off form or are we going in general?
Off form or
we're not going based off of their history in the position.
Okay, so if we're going off form, if we're going off form, that means Kepa makes it in. That means Thiago Silva makes it in. That means Koulibaly makes it in.
Koulibaly
and that means you get Martinelli.
Koulibaly don't get in over Saliba.
Yes, he does. I think Koulibaly is way better than Saliba.
Saliba's been one of the best centre backs in the league, let alone between the two clubs.
No. Koulibaly's still been fantastic. Koulibaly's still been fantastic for us.
You don't watch him.
Oh
I've seen Saliba. God. I think he's been great this season, but I think Koulibaly's better.
Listen. For the sake of integrity, I'll put in Reece James even though he's injured, because we know James's quality.
I said you guys, if we're talking form, your attack gets in any day of the week. But when it comes to defense, our defense hasn't been that bad still.
Okay.
We still had a quality defense.
One-off game. You need to make the best, most functional team possible, right? This is how we're gonna do it. Do you take Ramsdale, Mendy, or do you take Kepa? One-off game.
Easy. In there with Kepa.
What about you, Fator?
I would take Kepa on one-off game.
Okay, and we're taking Ramsdale. So this is where the people in the chat, you guys decide. Kepa or Ramsdale. Let us know in the chat. Who do you guys think is better, Kepa or Ramsdale? Let me know in the chat right now. Who's better, Kepa or Ramsdale? Because I'm not
gonna. This
is
is an Arsenal channel,
bro. There's a lot of rivals in the chat. There's a lot of rivals in the chat. I'll tell you, this is a United fan right here. You can see there's a Leicester fan right there. People are saying Mendy. So one person said Ramsdale.
Oh, you can do a poll. Do a poll.
I'll do a poll. Okay. Center back pairing. Can we agree? Can we agree on the center back pairing at least? Thiago and Saliba.
Do you know what, I do have disagreement on this for Koulibaly just because sometimes it can be reckless. So in that case,
I think because he's been injured, I think then Saliba gets in there.
Go as well, but I would put Silva and Saliba just for the sake of the integrity.
Okay.
But as long as you put Reece on the right hand side.
Even when Koulibaly's been fit, I've not seen him be better than Saliba.
Yeah,
he's been so calm. He hasn't need to be reckless. Like he's been reckless for that red card.
Saliba's been calm. Man, been not making people in their own box.
No one says Saliba's not a bad defender. He's a great defender, but Koulibaly's better.
When you said best in the world earlier, and you were talking about Kepa, Saliba has actually been one of the best in the world in his position this season. He has actually.
His form has been good.
That's great. Yeah.
It's not form. This is him. This is what he is as a footballer.
We
This
can
is
give
what
it a
he
bit
is.
of time before we start it. But yeah, I do agree. He's going to be one of the
Okay.
world's
I'll say
best.
because Koulibaly had an injury with the red card, put Saliba.
He can be reckless
So-
at times. He's not Rudiger. Let's get this
Yeah,
right.
it's the same way
Koulibaly's
with
not-
Gabriel. I'm not even arguing to put him in because I know he can be reckless. I'm not even going to make an argument for him not
Yeah.
this season.
Okay. Left back. Who do we put in?
I'll put
Oh,
Chilwell.
actually, now I think about I think Tomiyasu gets there because now that I think about it, if we're talking form, then Chilwell and Cucurella haven't really been playing consistently like in that position. If we look at it for because Cucurella played left centre back, Chilwell's now injured, so I think because they've just been all over the place, I think Tomiyasu or whoever your first Arsenal one gets in there.
It's crazy. Tomiyasu got in. Do you agree with that? Gunnar
I'll put-
Solskjaer.
This season, probably, yeah, because I mean, he was a key component to why we won against Liverpool as well. So, yeah, I'd got to say this season, yeah.
Okay, this is where it gets interesting. DM, I'm putting Partey. Gunnar Solskjaer is putting Partey. But if you guys are going to bring anybody else to the table, please tell me why.
I would say Jorginho shout because Jorginho again if the guy shows up he highly dislikes him, because he's a controlled footballer, press resistant footballer, and he's had games like yesterday where he's getting 94% pass accuracy, 96, 98. And when he gets those pass accuracy, that's when we perform. That's when we win those games. If you notice, when Jorginho gets over 93% pass accuracy, that's when we win the games, right? And he's been doing that every time we win. He starts and he gets 90% accuracy. So I will give him a shout because I think he's still a great midfielder, top 3 Ballon d'Or contender, UCL Player of the Year.
Okay,
That's my
one
DM.
second. Someone just needs to understand when people are saying Ben White over Reece James, they're saying because Reece James is injured and Ben White has been doing the business all season. Doesn't mean he's better. Same way how people were saying Mo Salah was better than Messi last season, or because people were better than Messi last season because he had a bad season and he had some injuries and everything else. Is that fair to say? Anyways, relax, people. It's not that big of a deal. People are saying Partey, Xhaka, and Mount. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not putting Mount in the team. Are you guys putting Mount in the team?
No. Mount's not getting this team. Mount's not getting this team.
Yeah, he hasn't been that good this season. Only moments that I would say.
But I don't think Mount is shit. I think that's harsh.
Yeah.
He's bang average
I don't
footballer.
think
That's what he
he's
is.
shit, but I feel like it's a slow start for him this season.
He's
You know
a
what?
shit generational talent. He's a bang average player.
I don't
tell you
get
that.
why Chelsea fans are so bipolar. There's some people saying he's generational talent. There's some people saying he is bang average. He's garbage. He's the reason why you guys lose. And every game he plays, he's shit.
It's a youth affiliation, though, isn't it? Like we've done this as well.
Bro, but we don't see people getting onto Bukayo Saka the way they get onto Mason Mount.
No,
Yeah,
because
because you can't, innit? Because he's done nothing that you can get him
because Saka's been good though, Egal. The thing is with Mount is that they want Mount to be the next Frank Lampard. They want Mount to be this generational talent that he won't be. They want to have this kid that we can look at and go, "This is our legend." Give him a statue, not that guy.
No,
My
but
God.
I
and then
think
you have the
I
other
think
side
it's
who are honest,
disgusting.
Egal.
I
Like
think
me, who are
I think
honest.
the behavior from some Chelsea fans towards him is disgusting. I get it that there's people who are going to hype him up, but the hatred I'm hearing, like you're scapegoating one of your better players in the team.
It's not
But
scapegoating. It's honesty. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been garbage. He ghosts games. He can't pass. He scores off mistakes, and they hype it up like he just won a Ballon d'Or. It's embarrassing. And I said again, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I said he's a bang average player. I said he's the English Willian. You've heard me say that. I said he's the English Willian, where he's a average player. He's done bits for us, but he's nothing special. And you've got to be honest with him and look at him and go, is this guy really good when he just makes the England team? He just makes it.
You know what?
I don't see him as anything special. Sorry, I don't see him as anything special.
With Mason Mount, it's a bit of mix. There's one set of fan base, like for me as myself, because I always went to games stuck with these people talking about Mason Mount. I feel like there's a bit of emotional attached to it, but there's one side as well, like they want to be a level-headed person, like their thoughts about opinions as well. I feel it's just like at the moment it's kind of split with Mason Mount, and the fact that this season alone, I've seen the best of Mason Mount and I've seen the worst of Mason Mount. It has been we haven't known what kind of Mason Mount will appear this season. It's been unknown, and don't get me wrong. I've seen some fan base hyping up he's the generational baller. I understand that one bit, just because I think they're kind of emotional attached to it. But I think at the moment it's still a bit unknown and slow start for Mason Mount, and I think he'll grow good over time.
Yeah, you know what? Havertz probably wishes he had Mason Mount's end product.
What end product? What end product?
Bro, last season Mason Mount was probably one of your better players when it comes to end product.
Sadiq, you look at it, yeah. He's every goal he scored last season, those goals and assists were against Norwich, Watford. Right? You take away that, he doesn't score against big games. He doesn't score against big games.
He scored 5
tomorrow,
against
Egal, I tell you right now,
Norwich.
tomorrow he won't show up. He'll be invincible tomorrow. We'll call Mason Mount the ghost again on Twitter because he won't show up against a big game when we need him.
How many goals did he get against Norwich?
Like 4.
What?
He's a hat trick, isn't he?
4, and then you got like, I think three goals and assists against Watford. So he only scored, I think, 1 goal against Liverpool. That goal against Madrid 2 years ago. It's like he doesn't score against big games.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Let's move to the midfield because when it comes to Partey and Xhaka, I think they're staples in this midfield. But you really only have the case for another player. And does it make sense to try to put a Kovacic in over an Odegaard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking the dream team that you're discussing, then obviously not. But if this is on form, I think Kovacic has been an important aspect for us. He's a player who, as we said, can take the ball from the back and put it to the front. And I've said our midfield isn't a problem in terms of player profile. It's a problem because of age and injury problems. And Kovacic this season's luckily to be quite fit. And I would definitely put him in over Odegaard. If you guys are stapling Partey, because I personally wouldn't put Partey in.
Matt,
But
they're
if you guys,
calling
I'll
you
put
out.
Odegaard in.
They're calling you out. They're saying when you spoke about Kepa, you spoke about statistics, but now when it comes to Mount, you're laughing about it. Another one, they're saying this guy Matt, they're just dissing you at this point.
Yeah, that's fine because I know there's some people with me. Yeah, go on.
Mount had 3 good seasons. Please bring better reps next time.
He hasn't had 3 good seasons. He's been bang average. That's an average season for a generational talent. That's bang average for scoring 14 goals. That should be the bare minimum. Running, they say him running. They literally tweet him. Mason Mount ran today. That's bang average. To put 100% in.
I find it extremely hard to find people to back Mason Mount in these conversations. I'm on the football terrace. I don't see people backing him. I'm here. I don't see people backing him. I'm watching Carefree Lewis's channel. I don't see people.
Yeah,
backing
because
him. The only person backing him is Johnny.
Because he's that part of that front three alone. That's why we criticize a lot of that front three. That is why
he's
this season alone he hasn't been convincing enough to make us to believe in him because he hasn't been performing well at times.
Are you guys accepting that Arsenal is better than Chelsea?
Of course they are. They're first. Of course they're better than us. There's no doubt. We're mid-table team.
At the moment, yes, but not in the longer term.
Nah, when we get our players, we'll be back. Trust me. When we start the day, I'm telling you guys, the day we start Mason Mount is the day that our club uprises.
If you ask me a question on current form at the moment,
what? Yes. Repeat that again.
The day we start Mason Mount is when our club will return, because our standards have dropped. Do people not forget in 2013, 2014, we have someone like Oscar, 12 games, 12 assists off the bench, right? But now we're looking at these players, Shai Havertz, Mason Mount, they get 1 assist every 3 games, and we're clapping our hands. Our standards have dropped. If we want to get to the top, we have to get the top players. We're going to get players who comes and consistently gets us assists. I'm sorry, but this is a big club. This is the club where we need goals, we need assists. Having 1 goal in 4 games is not enough, and we paid 80 million for these players. Shai Havertz, 80 million for him. He scored 1 goal in 4 games. That's embarrassing. I don't want that at this club. I want higher players with high expectations. Higher standards as well.
That will get clipped, guarantee. I'll tell you that.
I ain't involved, man. I ain't involved.
You're not involved.
As a match going fan, unfortunately,
he is the one who started this conversation by saying Mason Mount is shit. This guy right here, and he is even saying
it's honesty. It's not agenda. I want Mason Mount to become the Frank Lampard. I want this guy to become one of our best players because he's part of the team, but he can't. He can't accept the reality. He's 24 in 4 months. He cannot become this generational player we all wanted him to be. He can't. I wish he could.
Let's be honest, Egal. It's the same way as us. Like if our fan base was banging on about Reece Nelson, who we by the way thought would would be the next big thing, and he doesn't. It's like right now, a lot of the fan base are like, we need to sell him. And it's probably a similar case for Mason Mount in their fan base, that they're not seeing enough from him to be like, okay, what is the, like, we need to move on from him. So
But there's a
It's a
difference.
fair
We
point.
Chelsea fans have sentimental values. They have their feels over reels, as I say. It's feels over reels, and you guys are probably
One
more honest
second,
with
do
it.
you rate Havertz, Matt?
No, what? He's even worse. This guy we paid 85 million
Can I just
for.
say,
Where's his goals?
Kai Havertz this season, he hasn't been lifted up to his expectation. Let's remember, we bought him for 100 million euros for him to be a goal scorer. At the moment, the last 3 seasons since he came, he hasn't been lifted up to his expectation. Last season, he only scored
100
about
million
15
euros.
goals.
Are you sure
That's not
about
good
100
enough.
million euros?
85 for Havertz.
It was like 72, I thought. 74.
90 million
Yeah, plus
euros.
add-ons.
Roughly that.
We paid about 80.
Add-ons. Well, add-ons.
80 pounds. I don't know euros. I know 80 pounds plus add-ons. 85. But look at that Jamie comment. 19 goals in 3 seasons. We used to have Juan Mata get that in 12 games. Like, come on, guys.
He's a
Like,
moment's
look at
player.
our standards, how they've dropped.
He's a moment. Havertz is a moment's player. I'll be real.
He's a moments player. Like you saw that
Okay.
great goal against Salzburg, but he won't do
So
that
just
again.
to bring it back quickly, with everything you just said, how does Sterling still get in over Martinelli then?
Because I think Sterling's been one of our best attackers. And for me,
is-
Sterling's
I
even
agree.
has
the reason why we're at that table, the reason why we're 6 is a lot because of him.
Okay, he has 5 goals in all competitions. Martinelli has that in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of the time, Raheem Sterling, like couple of times this season, he has been playing out of position.
I get that, but Martinelli has been one of the better.
You know what,
left
Mustafa?
wingers.
Put Martinelli over because I think all our attacks are shit in general.
Okay,
And I
so
think Martinelli gets in.
The
Doesn't matter.
only concession you guys are willing to make now is Kepa for Ramsdale and Odegaard for Kovacic. Does that make
Well,
sense?
here's the thing. I will put Odegaard in, but I wouldn't put Partey in.
I'll put Kovacic
By the
in.
way,
You got to
67%
put
of
Kovacic
the
in the
vote,
midfield. No.
Have to.
67% of the vote voted for Ramsdale. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna vote. Is it Odegaard or is it would you say Odegaard or Kepa or no Odegaard or Kova?
But here's the thing, again.
Kovacic in.
Wouldn't you rather put Odegaard and have cover? I wouldn't put Partey in. I think Odegaard's better than Partey.
But Partey is vital to where we are. Like without Partey, we
Odegaard
drop off massively.
You know what? The least that midfield doesn't work without all 3 of them.
Yes, it does.
Like,
You can play.
If you take Xhaka out, you need another midfielder who can come in who can also score those goals. We don't really have that.
That's your Odegaard, isn't it?
No, Odegaard.
Odegaard doesn't
has
score.
been the
He's a
creator.
bit. Yeah.
Odegaard's been the
He's more
creator.
Again,
technical.
this is the difference we have. Our midfields aren't really here to score goals. Like, that's what we've been embedded to. Our midfields isn't really here to score goals.
All our midfielders score goals. Partey
Yeah, so
has 2 goals in the league. Xhaka has like 4 or 5 goals this season. Odegaard has 4 goals. Our midfield alone has 10 goals. How many? That's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your midfield is key to scoring goals. Our midfield isn't. Our wing backs are, and our centre backs are.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
our
our
midfield
goals
isn't
could be
really
any comfortable
a
wing.
goal
Our
scorer.
centre back scored goals too. Gabriel has 2.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that they
Saliba has
didn't, but I'm
2.
saying we don't rely on our midfield
No,
to score
Saliba
goals like
has
you
1.
do.
Does Saliba have 2 goals or 1?
The only one I
swear.
remember is that goal, that weird shot he took.
The Bournemouth goal, and I swear he had another goal contribution. I don't know. Anyway,
But again, that's the point was that you guys just use your midfield more to score the goals.
Yeah.
Like we don't, and taking the account that a midfield score goal isn't really relevant to us. It's more about who's been the better midfield in terms of creativity, in terms of passing, in terms of dribbling, in terms of creating or such. And that's why I would put Odegaard in for you guys, and I wouldn't put Partey in. I would put cover.
by the way, just to let you know, Ramsdale won by 67%, and there are other fan bases in here besides just us. So they also were in the count. Now, Partey over Casemiro, yeah, I agree. But before we move on, just quick question. Fatur, are you going to be there? You're going to be at the game?
Yeah, I'll be at the game on Sunday. Definitely.
How are you feeling? What's your score prediction before we wrap up?
I'll say 2-1 Chelsea win.
and how do you win?
For me, I feel like the battle in the midfield. I feel like the first 30 minutes going to be vital. If we lose the battle in the midfield in that first 30 minutes, it's going to be a long game.
Okay. Gunnar Souls, what are you saying? People in the chat, let me know your score predictions also.
It's so hard because their injuries make this a whitewash game for me. I know it's a bit bold to say, but Potter loves that ball playing like as a keeper, ball playing centre backs. And I just don't know where they're going to get that from. And that's the way he likes to build his game up. So I've not seen it from Mendy. I don't know, because maybe I've not watched him enough or careful enough. But I don't see it from their players at the minute that they can do that. And I think those injuries are too much. So I think in a game like this, will we keep a clean sheet? I don't know. It's away from home. So I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1. 3-1. You're confident. You're very confident we're going to win. And Matt, how are you feeling? I can tell you're extremely pessimistic about Chelsea. Are you that pessimistic where you're going to predict Arsenal to win?
I'll be honest with you, I can never do that. I can never say an Arsenal win. I can never predict an Arsenal win because I don't want that to happen. But if I look at it, we have a lot of our secondary players on. Mendy will be coming on in keeper, and that for me, I've always said you guy can't kick a ball, but I really hope this guy turns out. Like I need this guy to turn up, for a couple games. So if Chelsea win anything, I will say probably yes, a 2-1. But I'll be happy for a draw. I'll be honest, I'll be happy for a draw.
Guys saying Casemiro is the best DM in the league, bro. Casemiro is not the best DM in the league. That is not a fact. I would say he's potentially top 3. That's it.
Just remember, Egal, this is the first time Arsenal would be favourites against Chelsea, probably for the rest of history. Because once Potter gets his boys, once we get in Cuckoo and all them men, and we spend another 300 mil, the tables will be turned.
You know what? The jarring thing is, we haven't won at Stamford Bridge against Arsenal since 2018.
Woo! Tell him.
That is the mad part about that is
since 2018. Matt seems like
I know. I saw that stat. I was like, "Fuck, bro, that's embarrassing." I thought it was 19.
Jamie just wanted to say something to you. He said Matt seems like a nice guy. Kepa over Allison killed me. Big up to the panel. Keep smashing the Egal. Big up Jamie Phillips, football chat. My guy, Jamie Phillips. You already know what it is. People in the chat, let me know. By the way, we got 60 people in the chat. Hit that like button, people. It is 12:20 at night, and we got 60 people in the chat. This is crazy. But yeah, big up. Potter won't last long. You know what? That might be the next topic that we need to talk about. But before we do that, what's your score prediction, Matt?
Oh, I'll say 2-1. 2-1.
2-1.
Abba brace.
Where the fuck is Monster? God knows. I'm gonna give him an earful. That's my guy, but like he screwed me over today. He told me to change my show time to later. I started later, and he still is not here. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, what's your score prediction, Matt?
2-1. Abba brace.
2-1. Okay. 2-1. Bro, allow the hypothetical chat. Talk about now. Yeah, talk about now. Right now, Arsenal are going to Stamford Bridge, favorites, going to a ground in which we tend to beat you guys majority of the time, and I would expect Arsenal to collect all 3 points, and I would expect Arsenal's performance to be dominating. I don't know how you guys play at home, or how your form has been in the sense of when you play against teams that control games, but if we can do what we've done at home against you guys away from home and dominate the game at Stamford Bridge, similar to how we did against Manchester United, but have that clinical edge, because Thomas Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard midfield together away from home in this big game, I expect us to dominate that midfield. I don't know who you're going to have in your position in that midfield, but if you have Jorginho in that midfield, advantage Arsenal. He doesn't have the legs to keep up with our midfield, right? You have so many injuries in the right wing back situation and in the left wing back situation. If you dare put an attacker in either the left wing back or the right wing back position, that is where you're going to be exploited, because our wingers are some of the best wingers in this league right now. You can write this down, Fatur. Everything I'm saying, write it down. Remember it. Send it to me in case we lose. I don't care. But Martinelli will exploit your right hand side now that Reece James is not there. Saka will exploit the left hand side now that you don't have Chilwell and these guys. And it doesn't matter who your center back pairing is. That is not the main focus. Your center backs have not been the issue. It's been your midfield. Your midfield's going to get bypassed. No N'Golo Kante. No Kovacic can't save you. I don't know what position Mason Mount even plays, but he's just going to be a liability defensively because he doesn't track back. If I'm not mistaken, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm looking at this game. I'm saying 2-0 Arsenal win at Stamford Bridge. We total domination and embarrassment. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm going for, honestly. And you know what? I'm nice. I could have said more.
I mean, I think Zachary is the only man. If Potter starts him, I think if anything, Zachary would be the man to save us for that physicality.
I would give Zachary a start as well on Sunday. It depends how fit.
That might be the big changer. But what position would he play? Would he play DM?
I think we'll play a midfield of 3, if anything, and have like Georgie, Zachary cover. Like something like that. I think we need to do that.
You Zachariah and cover. You play that midfield, you have no creativity. You're not scoring a goal.
The thing we don't create with that midfield though. Like we've always said like
you don't have Reece James or Chilwell. You don't have Reece James or Chilwell.
We have but with any midfield we have, we still don't create. Like you put who else would you put in that midfield to create? Mason Mount? He's not gonna do that. He's far from doing that. Maybe that might be a bit better, but if anything, I think Mount plays on the attack.
I would put Mount like in an advanced role midfield.
Yeah, if anything, I think maybe he plays more as a 10.
You know what? I always see Sir Timo Werner in every chat. At what point are you going to give up the Timo Werner thing? He's gone. He's gone. Look, we got even Joe Linton's in the house. Big up Joe Linton. Dude, this chat is moving mad today. But yo, long story short, what can you guys do to change your performances? Zachariah is going to be the change.
I think it will. I mean, Zachariah was playing quite. Actually against I got a Dynamo. He was playing the ball really progressively, and don't forget, Jorginho can progress the ball forward.
My guy Gunnar Souls got a goal. Shout out Gunnar Souls, bro. Really do appreciate you coming on, bro. You have yourself a wonderful night, and we'll catch you. We'll catch you before the game on Saturday if you're available.
Sweet. Take care, guys.
Peace out.
See you, mate.
Yeah. Yo, Monster, you let me down. If you're watching this video on the playback or you're watching live, you let me down, bro. Today, you made me put up false advertisement. You're supposed to be here. What happened to you, man? Come on, Monster. The guy let me down, man. The guy let me down big time. Anyways, continue. You were gonna say?
No, Zachariah, if you against Dynamo, I know it's part-time Palmers, but still, he played the ball quite progressively forward. He did that a lot of times. And Jorginho is a player, he can progress the ball forward. Do not forget that, Egal. So the thing is that the way we create is from our wing backs kind of just crossing it in. And Cucurella can do that. So the way we get goals is honestly just hopefully Aubameyang can just tap it in. I don't think we can shoot from far. I think Aubameyang will be our only hope because I think Aubameyang will have that anger in him. And I really think Aubameyang turns up. That's why I think if we win, it'll be because of Aubameyang. I'll be back here on Sunday saying Aubameyang will win.
Aubameyang can't do nothing by himself. He can't take the ball, beat 2 guys, and score. That's not his game.
I think, but the thing is, he doesn't even do that. Like we give him the ball, quite a lot. It's just that he needs to now finish that product. Remember, there was 22 shots against Zagreb. He scored 2 goals. Right. I just need my players to just shoot the ball on target. Certainly could have had a hat trick. Right. If my players just can shoot the ball on target, we can have a very high chance of winning.
There is no way Aubameyang is celebrating in front of the away crowd. There's no way.
Oh, I wish he'd. I hope
we got to just respect. Yeah, man. Don Hudson is respecting you guys. But yo, people in the chat, do me a favor. You're not respecting the video. We got less than 50% of you guys liking the video. You can do much better than that, people. Come on. You can like this video. It's quite simple. All you have to do is hit that like button. And you know what? We got 63 people in the chat. Only 47 likes. Come on, you can do much better than that. Hit that like button. It's absolutely free. Fatur, Matt, you yourselves, you could hit the like button with your thing.
Yeah,
I know
you've already done that. Already hit that like button.
Guys, just smash the like, guys.
There you go. But yeah, let me just bring it back 1 second. what the hell are Chelsea doing at this moment in time this season? Because with you guys still being in the Champions League, do you think you have a chance to do that? Do you think you have a chance to win a FA Cup? Like, what can you accomplish this season? What is the season? What is Chelsea's season about this season? Is it just a
At
write
the
off?
moment, we are a cup team. At the moment, we said this last season. I think we're a cup team. This season, I think we're gonna go for the domestic cups and maybe Champions League if we go on a run, which I think it will be impossible in the Champions League. But in the Carabao Cup, it'll be tough on how we're gonna play against Man City. But we're definitely gonna go for it. But at the moment, our league form it has been inconsistent. Even though we only lost once since Potter came in. But I'm just looking at it at the moment like we have been for a cup team for a while now. Even since Tuchel came, we are a cup team since.
Mate, I'll say since Sarri. Like, since Sarri, we've been a cup team. Like, we've wanted to kind of build a team around a manager, but we couldn't. Because obviously Frank Lampard wasn't good enough. Sarri left because of the transfer ban. Tuchel got sacked because he was honest with the players. And he lost the dressing room because he was honest. So we are a cup team. We want to build a team. And that's why I'm saying I want to give managers time, not players. Because the real problem are these players. But the thing is, when fans write off Chelsea, they write us off for top four, they write us off for Champions League, that's when we win. When Chelsea are underrated and undermined, that's when we thrive, right? And we've done that last season when we won the Champions League. When no one thought we were going to win it, and we came out and won it. So I just feel like we're that team that will get top four. We don't know how we'll get it, but we'll get top four, right? So I'm still confident top four. Champions League, I don't know. I'm highly confident in it. I don't know why, because we're a cup team. Like we're a cup team. I think we'll scrape top four, cup team, maybe make an FA Cup final. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't win a trophy this season because, as I said, Potter needs time. Potter needs players. These players are not good enough. We need a rehaul on players. Like I need 11 out of these 23 players gone, and I need good players who the manager wants in. I don't want no board signings. I want manager signings because we thought we got that last season with Tuchel. Turns out half of them were board signings, and now half of them aren't really playing that well. So I want manager signings for long term. I said I want to give manager time, not players. I'm not the biggest fan of Potter. I said Potter's a great manager, but I'm willing to give him a lot of time, not these players.
Yeah.
You know what? We got 61 people in the chat. Big up to you. We got 56 likes. You guys can get it up to 1-to-1 ratio, definitely. But just to let you guys know, the link that I just put in the chat is the link to the second channel, which is the Shorts channel. So go subscribe to the Shorts channel while you guys are here. And of course, you can become a member. One person just said, trust the process, Chelsea fans. How much patience are you guys going to give to this team?
I mean,
I'm going to just go first.
Go on.
Are you going to give... People are saying Tuchel sexuals. What? He wanted Tuchel out? Of course he did. He was a Timo Werner fan.
Yeah. This season alone, yeah. For me, I feel like from what I've seen so far from the fans is that we cannot accept a rebuild because of the standards. But I want to look at things like from objective view.
Yes,
shows that our standards have fallen way below City and Liverpool. We need to rebuild, and at the moment we start a rebuild this summer, and we've already made mistakes. And we're just hoping that we don't make any further mistake in the future and wait for our recruitment experts will help us. At the moment, we've got Joe Shields and we've got the guy from RB Leipzig. And this is the sort of kind of rebuild that I was kind of looking for at the moment. But at the moment, what I've seen so far is just like fans are getting too drawn up in the macro aspect of our rebuild. The results will fluctuate on a weekly basis. And what we should be excited about this season is that the top to bottom overhaul that will give the long-term rewards. We are hiring the right people and doing the right process and pretty much nailing in everything in terms of background stuff. Realistically, this should mean that we get rid of our weaker links and overhaul our squad soon. But at the moment...
listen to this comment. Arsenal are the blueprint for Chelsea. I love it. Imagine, Matt, you're hating. Be honest. It's a good blueprint to follow. You trust in a manager, you get the right players in, and you do proper recruitment.
Let's not forget, this is the most important thing. We're not in a Roman era anymore. This is top Bowley's club. Of course, like some people are spoiled because they set the standards during that Roman era up until now. Let's remember ourselves. We're not in a Roman Abramovich is gone. We're in the top Bowley era, and what he's doing right now is just he trying to get the weaker links, like the lots of shit players out of the way, and he's trying to overhaul the squad. But it's not going to come overnight. We can all agree that this summer alone was a major waste. But I did suggest that without proper structure, we shouldn't be commit so much money. But with the right people right now, we are much better equipped to fix past issue and start building.
Yeah, like, also I think time. You asked the question: are we going to be patient? Well, we have to. I mean, we can't. As I said, we can't do it overnight. I think Todd Bowie made a major mistake coming in. Didn't know what he was doing. I said he was a flip flop. Had no clue. Sacked Tuchel because he lost the dressing room when I think it's the captaincy fault. And now we have to give him a couple more years. I'm willing to give obviously Potter time, but we have to be patient. Chelsea fans have to accept what happens if we don't get top 4 this season. For me, if we don't get top 4 this season, we have to go spend over 400-500 million. Like it would be unacceptable because I'm not playing. So I'm not playing in
that's
Europa League.
Right? Constantly spending that type of money is not sustainable.
Yes, it is. If we get the right personnel. The thing is, we haven't got right personnel. If you guys want to spend.
My point is, if you do the proper recruitment from the beginning, you don't need to spend that type of money consistently.
We did that. That was one actually aspect we did last season. We signed Kroenke. We signed these young boys who I think was fantastic signings, but we didn't spend big money on them.
This question. This Chelsea fan keeps asking me. I don't know. Is he a Chelsea fan? Fatur, have you ever heard of JS? He big up JS. If you want to subscribe. By the way, I'm gonna turn this into subscribers only chat. So you guys, because I need you guys to subscribe to the channel, people. Come on, don't forget to subscribe, right? But let's continue. So we got people saying that should our Arsenal going to win the Europa League? I think we can win the Europa League. We don't face any of the big boys. We go straight to the next round. By the way, do you guys know Manchester United have to play an extra round that we don't have to play? Because we top the group, we go straight to the round of 16s.
Why? Wait, what did they play next year? Didn't they top their group? Didn't they win this morning?
The way it works is, if you finish second in your group in the Europa League, you face the teams that drop down from the Champions League. So Manchester United will now have to play somebody who drops down from the Champions League.
Oh yeah, they didn't finish first. Oh wow.
Arsenal, we finished first, so we don't have to play none of them. So I think we're in a good opportunity to win that. Egal, what excuses do you have when you get packed on Sunday? Bro, if we lose, there's no excuses. We were just shit. But if we win, what are you going to say? You're just shit?
We're just shit.
Can I just
We're
ask,
just shit.
Yeah, realistically, like, what is your expectation this season, Egal?
My expectation is top 2.
I don't blame Arsenal fans for thinking they're going to win the league. Like, we were in the same spot last season when we were first as well.
No, I don't think we're going to win the league, but I think we're going to finish in the top 2 spots.
I think I should be confident. I don't know. If I was me, I'll be shameless.
No, I think we're in a similar situation to your team last year, where we've gotten such a big gap that no one's going to overtake us. Even if you guys get on a run, I feel like it's going to be hard for some of you guys to overtake us. We're first for the whole season. And it's like, eventually we might not finish the league and we might finish second, but I don't see us dropping to third. The team that's third has been inconsistent this whole season in Tottenham.
I want to see you guys in the Europa League, when the Europa League coming back again in February's time, because you're going to have to rotate.
Yeah, that's the real test. Yeah,
that's going to be the
rotation.
For me,
that's what got us.
If you guys gonna have like injury, maybe 4 or 5 players, boom, suddenly top 4 race wide open there.
But it'll be shocking if Arsenal don't make top 4. That's the thing, though. It'll be shocking. Like it'll be.
Why? We can't drop from this position out of the top 4.
Let's hope you can.
I don't think it's possible. Do you think that's possible?
I don't think it is. But I'm saying your name's Arsenal. Like it could happen. Like it's Arsenal, Tottenham, mate. It's the name curse. You guys could just drop out of the top 4.
As much as I hate this, I don't think Arsenal will drop out of the top 4. I would say like.
I mean, I think they make it, but it'd be shocking if they don't. That's the thing.
It
It'd be
depends.
shocking
It
if they don't.
depends on you guys. If you guys don't have any struggles, any injuries, you guys can have a big squad, like full healthy squad. It shouldn't be a problem that you make the top 4. But that's the injury side for me thinks that okay, it's gonna be interesting what happens Arsenal if they lose 2 or 3 players due to the injury. It'll be interesting.
Okay, 1 second. Let's just entertain something quickly. Let's look at something, right? Because I was looking at this, and when I was looking at it, I was saying to myself, I'm looking at the Premier League table, and I'm looking at some of the games that Chelsea have, Arsenal have, Manchester United have, and I'm just saying to myself, I see more wins on the board for Arsenal than I do some of your other teams. For example, we go to Arsenal's fixtures from now until the World Cup. We got Chelsea, Brighton in the League Cup, and then Wolves. Safe to say that we're going to beat Wolves. We're probably going to beat Brighton, and the Chelsea game is going to be the toughest game. But I think we can beat you guys personally, right? And then I go to the Chelsea's fixtures. I look at Chelsea's fixtures. You guys got Arsenal, Manchester City, Newcastle. Safe to say you could lose all 3 of those games.
Man City's Carabao as well. So if we're talking Prem, it's just 2.
No, I get that, but that's what I did with.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like I know, yeah, we could. Like I'll be happy for 7 points. Like I'll be happy just to scrape past this FA Cup game, like 1-0.
Look at Man City's games now. Man City have Fulham, then they got Chelsea, then they got what do you call it, Brentford. Safe to say they could probably win all those games. Not too worried about that. You look at Man United. What does Man United got? Man United are gonna start playing some easier teams. They got Aston Villa, Fulham. They're gonna be playing some easier teams.
Aston Villa twice. Wow.
Yeah, they play them in the cup and they play them in the league. That's
But
funny.
again, the thing is for Chelsea, yeah, is I don't know if it tells you this, but I see this as we can beat the big teams. It's the same thing with Tuchel. We can beat the big teams. It's when it comes to these low blocks, like when it comes to the Brightons, the Bournemouths, the Evertons.
No, but the way that we play is not to your advantage. Look at Tottenham. Tottenham are also in trouble. They play Liverpool, and then they play Liverpool plays Southampton. Who do Tottenham play from now until the end? Tottenham could drop more points. Look at that. They play Leeds and they play Liverpool. They could definitely drop points easily in those games. But my main point is the league table. I really do believe after 12 games into the season, we have to look at the league table and we have to say to ourselves, you know what? Respectfully, you can't expect Arsenal to drop out of the top 4 from this position.
That's what I'm saying. I said it'd be shocking if you guys do, and I hope you
I'll
do.
be shocked
To be honest
if
with
you
you,
guys
I
do
don't want
as
you guys to make top 4.
Unless
that
if
means
it's
let's
because
go
of
for
the
it.
injury, then
Could it be Arsenal, City, Tottenham, Chelsea? Because I think Chelsea made top 4 because I think we're just that team that just goes like we just somehow make it. Like other teams will lose for us to win.
Can we all agree that Liverpool's not making top 4?
No, they don't. Thank
Because
God.
they could get on a run, but they currently have 16 points after 12 games. How many points is that off top 4? That's literally what? 8 points off top 4.
8 points. And like their form hasn't stopped. Like they're still in like bad form.
Yeah, so it's not looking good for them, right? Then you have the situation where to finish above Arsenal for Tottenham, how many points are they currently behind us? 7. Tottenham could still bridge that gap. Somehow they could potentially do that, but the way that they're playing is terrible. Man United and Newcastle don't have the quality to finish in the top 4 at this moment in time. They're going to drop off eventually. Manchester United, they're still rebuilding. They still got a new manager. The thing about Chelsea is you guys don't score goals. Look at your goals. 17 goals.
It's been like that for 2 years. Like we know.
Newcastle score more goals than you. Tottenham score more goals than you.
But it's not about scoring goals, it's about winning. Like we can score the 1 goal. Like we've done that for 2 years. Like we were top of the league last season.
At the moment,
look at how many goals you're scoring. You have Brentford scoring more goals than you. You have freaking
I agree, but that's not our problem.
But at the moment, I think we're just picking up results.
The issue that's going to happen with Manchester United and Chelsea come the end of the season, goal difference is going to be a big issue. Newcastle, 14 goal difference. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, that's what's the problem is for us. Like, yeah, we don't score goals. But remember last year when we were top of the league, we had the lowest goal difference, like goals scored as well. So I agree, it's a massive problem because our attack's rubbish. I've been saying that, but you know, it's not a problem for us not finishing top 4. The problem with us finishing top 4 is going to be injuries.
Bro,
Like
don't
we did in
forget,
the last season.
Newcastle could spend money in January and strengthen even more.
We could
Imagine
spend money in
if-
January as well. We could
Bro,
as well.
but
We're
if
looking at Alvarez. We're
Newcastle,
looking at big
if
players.
Newcastle become a serious threat, everybody's fucked.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. But don't forget again, we're gonna spend big money in January as well. Like that's already confirmed. Like Alvarez is looking like a Chelsea player already. In Kuku, it looks like a Chelsea player. Like we can already spend big in January.
Okay.
So that could have getting in Kuku and
Okay.
Alvarez in January would definitely make us a top 4
Let
favorite.
me know your
100%.
top 4 right now, because my top 4 has Arsenal, has Man City, it has Tottenham, and I do currently still have Chelsea. Liverpool and Man United are not in my top 4.
I'll have the same. I'll have the exact same.
I'll have City's, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Newcastle. I think
What?
Tottenham are gonna drop off.
You have Newcastle in your top 4. Where? 3rd or 4th?
I said 4 ahead of Tottenham.
Wow. Guys, do you know if Newcastle went from relegation to Champions League in 1 year? That is mental. People in the chat, let me know what your top 4 is, because I still respect Chelsea. I still think you guys still have enough quality to get top 4. It's not disrespect to United, because I think United are currently in a process where they're going to be having down moments and up moments. But the issue with both Chelsea and Man United is you guys are not clinical. The issue with Liverpool is they're completely out of form, attack and defense, right? Tottenham's issue is that they can't sustain and control games. Newcastle's issue, they don't have enough quality in the team. Which one is easier to do? Guess what? Newcastle could go spend 100 million in the summer, and that quality is there. You guys need a lot of creative players in the January window. If you can get another creative player, that's what I think. I don't think an attack is the issue. But yo, great stream. Shout out my guy.
I mean, I'll just add to that. Like you have a good point, but again, this comes back to our question: is it the midfielders or the attack? We need a creative play, but we still need someone. You just showed our goals scored, right? It's very low. We had 22 shots yesterday. I think creative is a problem, 100%. But we need more creativity in our attack as well, and that comes from against someone like Nkuku.
Yeah. You know what? People in the chat, let me know who's your top 4. City, Arsenal, United, Chelsea. You think United finished 3rd? Ooh, that's ambitious.
I think if anything, Chelsea finished 4th. I think
Arsenal,
I think we'll just scrape it.
Guys, I am not going to put Newcastle in that conversation yet. I think it's still too early to put Newcastle in the top 4 conversation, personally. Their goal difference is ridiculous, but they need to spend like 100 million in January for me to believe that they're going to be challenging for the top 4. Newcastle could. Bro, it's scary times for the top 4, the traditional top 6. Newcastle are serious. They just like that. Bruno Guimaraes and a couple good signings, and they're looking like a top team. It's crazy to me. But yo, people, hit that like button. We're currently on 70 likes. Shout out to the community. You know what? I think this is the way to go from now on. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. When you put it on subscribers only, you get the good people in the chat. You don't get all the haters in the chat. Or even though Timo Werner is a hater sometimes, but today he's constructive.
no, Arsenal.
Let's
hope that's right. Let's hope that's the right one.
Today he chose violence. This don't make sense.
Chelsea second. I hope you're right to win winner.
Yo, by the way, did you guys play? Which team did you guys play against? AC Milan.
Who?
Talk to me.
It was Zagreb. It was Zagreb yesterday. It was Zagreb.
Zagreb, Salzburg, AC.
You guys played against AC Milan, though. Tell me,
Yeah.
did Leao do anything against your team?
Nah, because James pocketed him, man. James pocketed him. Well, Leao's a great player, but he has the best right back in the world on him, and obviously he's not going to really do anything.
I like Leao, but I think I need to see people. I need to see where he ends up going, because he could go to a club that ruins him. If he goes to Chelsea, I don't think you could find another situation. Chelsea, you guys just ruin attackers, bro. It's a big issue. How the fuck do you get all these quality attackers every single year and you ruin them? There's
I'll tell you why.
And the issue is you don't sign midfielders. If you had an Odegaard, a Kevin De Bruyne, if you had a Thiago Alcantara, if you had a Kimmich, if you had some of these guys who could pick out a ball for Tour. Am I lying? You watch the games. You're in the stadium. Is it the creativity? or is it just the lack of finishing? Because surely, in my
A bit
opinion,
of both.
it's the
I would say a
creativity.
bit of both. At times, a bit of both. A bit of both, I would say. For me, against a low block team, sometimes the creativity can be an issue, but most of the time, for me, what I've seen so far this season is that some of these attackers can be inconsistently, and one game turn up and then they kind of missed out in the other game. And I understand Chelsea fans blaming the midfield because I feel
By
like
the way, Matt, Fatur, if you guys want to join on Saturday, we're going to do a big hangout. Everyone who can join, it's going to be it's going to be a good show. And also, I put the link in the chat for anyone who wants to jump on. Prime, this was supposed to be the Monster show, but Monster never showed up. So shout out to Fatur and Matt. If you want to come on, the link is in the chat. And people in the chat, as we let Fatur continue, please let me know, is it the creativity is the issue or is it the finishing is the issue? Because you constantly buy finishers, but that can't be the issue. Anyways, go ahead.
it's a both issue. It's a bit of both issue, because I've seen some people keep going on agenda against Jorginho. Well, hold on, he's the creator of our midfield, and if you put somebody in that team, you put Gallagher in that midfield. Whoa, hold on a minute. What's the creativity coming from then? Because I'm sick of this kind of agenda against Jorginho. He's the problem in that midfield, because I don't think he's the main problem. He's solely not the main problem for me.
He's not meant to be creative though. He's a holding DM. Our creators, like especially Mason Mount and Gallagher, but these guys come on, they don't do it. I agree. We need both attacking. We need both finishing. But the thing is, the attackers we brought in aren't the manager's attackers, right? Frank Lampard, that was the boards. He wanted Timo Werner, and obviously Frank Lampard's eye, that he doesn't have a great eye. And then Tuchel came in, got Lukaku, that was a board signing, came in, got Aubameyang, a player he wanted, and then he got sacked. So these players aren't on it.
Bear in mind,
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Tuchel did want Haaland.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
What the hell were you guys playing against Brighton? You had Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, Mount, Gallagher, Sterling, Pulisic, and Havertz on the same pitch.
Yeah.
What were you guys thinking?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't really rate Potter that much. I want this guy to do well, but what's he doing, man? I don't see what he's doing.
That's why you played that team. I'm confused. I
don't know. I can't tell you why he did that. I don't know. I wish I know, but he just puts attackers on and hopes that attackers can defend. I've said this for years. Okay. Attackers cannot play the wingback role because they don't have a defensive mindset.
Let me name your team first. United. You had Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek midfield, Mason Mount, Sterling, Aubameyang up front, Chilwell and Azpilicueta. This is the type of team I expect to face on Sunday, right? But Kovacic and Jorginho midfield with Mount, Sterling, and Aubameyang in front of them, with no Chilwell, right? Cucurella is probably going to be left back. Who's now going to be your three center backs? It's going to be Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, and Chalobah.
And then Aspie right wing back.
We're not going to play back to Egal.
Aspie and Chalobah are going to have a tough time on the week.
Remember, Chalobah's only lost one game ago when he started.
Yeah, big up Prime in the house. Yo, Prime, man, we've been talking for an hour about some crazy stuff. By the way, let me show you the combined 11. It was a madness. Barely any Chelsea players got in.
Yeah, because he didn't put half of them in.
Barely any Chelsea players got in.
Wait, didn't we say that Kovacic got in? Wait, when did you put Odegaard in? I thought we established Kovacic.
No, I don't know.
Is that on? What is that on? Is that on form? Everyone fit? What
form? Yeah, everyone fit on form.
Everyone. Why not Reece James?
Because he's not fit.
Exactly. That's why.
Oh, okay. So everyone. Okay, so injuries account. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, bringing it back to the conversation. How are you feeling?
Probably,
about the game?
probably.
How are you feeling about the game?
We're losing. We're losing comfortably. We're losing comfortably.
What?
We are losing comfortably.
Prime, yeah. What happened to your Arsenal agenda, though?
What Arsenal agenda? I've never had an Arsenal agenda. Just being honest about Arsenal. However, I'm also honest about my club. We're going to lose badly.
You're going to lose to Arsenal? Wow. Prime, I've never seen you predict Arsenal beat Chelsea.
Yes, I have. Under Frank. when we lost 3-1 and that set the motion for him to get sacked, I predicted we'd lose.
Really?
I predicted we'd lose the cup final as well.
Shit. Yo, this is different. This is different. Okay, well said.
By the way, this isn't about Arsenal being good. I don't think you guys are like. It's mainly about us and how bad we are. Like,
Yo, by the way, does everyone here still regret Tuchel being sacked?
Yes. I don't think he should have got sacked. People are going to say, oh, Tuchel sacked, but I don't think he deserved to be sacked. I think Potter's a great guy, but I think Tuchel's better than him. Tuchel had a better vision. Tuchel just didn't get the backing from the board.
Yeah, I think the problem is I think Potter can't think that Tuchel is from Roman era and he wants his own way of things. That's why he was got sacked.
Yeah. I think, yeah. So you've obviously got these guys like the Tuchel band. Well, Tuchel was a great manager. To me, he's one legend of the Chelsea manager. I think he should have stayed, but it happened to happen. Potter's now here. I back Potter. Like that. That's how it worked. But I don't think Potter's that guy though.
The same players. We've got the same players. Like sacking Tuchel is not going to make a difference in the short term.
Guys,
we put a band-aid over a wound and they stitch
away from Chelsea for a second. Shift away from Chelsea for a second. Should Arsenal? No, is Arsenal in the title race? Let me ask you guys this.
No.
I think City's won it.
What I will say this.
Wait, well, we can look like you guys are first. Yes, you're in a title race, but we already know the outcome of the title race.
No, they're not. They're not in a title race.
Well, they're first.
This isn't how. Well, no, we can't. We know, like we know how like winning a Premier League works. But
but we can say that they're in the race.
No. Two seasons ago under Jose, when Spurs were top, and we were saying title race, they weren't. Egal even came out himself and said, these guys aren't in the title race until they show to me that they can do it in the running of the season.
No, I agree.
Arsenal aren't in a title race.
I agree with you guys. Let's just move past that then. How about this? Do you guys feel like Arsenal is being respected by other I hear you guys. You guys came on. You're very respectful, but do you think Arsenal, this team, is being taken serious right now, or should I not care about that kind of stuff? Because I do kind of. You
guys are being taken seriously, but the respect Arsenal fans want, you're not going to get until you actually. Like, you guys are being respected in terms of you're playing well, you're doing well, you're top of the league, but there are Arsenal fans. And Egal, to be fair, I don't think I'm putting you in this bracket because I don't know what you've been saying lately, but the Arsenal fans I've been speaking to want the respect of title challengers and Premier League winners without actually doing anything yet. And my thing has always been like, I can't put you in that said bracket until you prove it, until you show it.
Okay.
You guys are doing well. I think like there's so many records and stuff like at this point in the season with the points you guys have accumulated, 31 points. No team has failed to win the Premier League. I'm not expecting you guys to win the Premier League, so that'd be ridiculous for me to say. But I do expect you guys to get top 4 from this position.
Let me ask you. Forget about the validation stuff that my guy's saying, but have you guys changed your minds on Mikel Arteta? Because some of you guys were saying he's shit, he's dead manager, or what are you guys saying?
No.
Well, I mean, what are you guys saying? What are you saying, Egal?
Bro, I personally went from Mikel Arteta backing him to the end to kind of questioning if he is the right guy, to being concerned that he's going to probably get sacked, to saying, you know what, maybe he might need to go, to then coming back and being like, you know what, he turned it around, and I was wrong to think he lost the dressing room, and and this whole time people were fighting for him. So he's been able, with a team that's had so much turmoil, to never let player power take over the dressing room, and that is massive. Where at Chelsea, you've had similar issues. Fatur, do you rate Arteta?
For me, with Arteta is I do rate him in some ways, but I think for me the problem is that he can be overperforming at his team sometimes, and this is for me what concerned me about Arteta, is that how is he going to cope with the situation that he's currently right now, because this is a different situation that Arsenal currently sit at the top, but then you got that side competition like Europa League comes around on February, and then how is he going to cope with the rotation of you're playing on Thursday night, then you play on the weekend. So I want to see that. I want to see that. How Arteta spoke that, but yeah, at the moment I think he's doing very good. But then again, that February period kind of crucial for him.
You know what? Another thing that always comes up whenever we play each other, this whole who runs London thing, who runs London
Yeah.
thing. Let's ju- let's just we'll talk about this on Sunday probably. But this whole who runs London thing changes all the time, in my opinion. It goes from if you guys won the Champions League recently, so you guys are gonna say you run it. We're historically the better team, so we're gonna always say we run it. Depending on which side of the argument you're on, you're always going to make a case for that. So it's like it's just it gets boring after a while. But
When hold on, when you say do you rate Arteta, what am I comparing it to? Because I've heard Arsenal fans compare him to the likes of Klopp and stuff like that. So I've heard him compared to Tuchel. I've heard him compared to Lampard and Ollie. So what am I comparing it to?
in comparison to Lampard and Ollie, he's clear. But when it comes to
I don't honestly, compared to them, I don't even think he's clear. I'll be honest, completely. I think what Arteta's doing, he hasn't done what they've done. They've both finished in the top four. They've both played Champions League football. Ollie's reached a Europa League final, a European final. Like Arteta hasn't done that. Arteta's been given time to continuously fail and get himself out of his failure and fail again and get himself out of his failure. Whereas with Chelsea, Lampard failed twice and he got sacked. Ollie failed maybe 3-4 times and he got sacked. Like Arteta's been given so much time and he still hasn't achieved. Like we're saying, should we give him his respect and stuff now? If he doesn't get top four come the end of the season, what's the point of giving him his respect
no,
now?
but you know what? You know when people say stuff like Arteta's better than Tuchel, they don't mean he's actually a better overall manager. They just mean he's been able to get better. He's playing a better style, or he's
Well,
He
we mustn't forget
doesn't.
Arteta got his
He
players.
doesn't.
though.
I don't think when you say
We should
better
be
style
young
again,
about
what
that.
does that mean? Tuchel came in 4 months and won a Champions League. Arteta's been compared to Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp has been able to, in his first half season in the Prem, he reached top four. He reached a domestic cup final. He reached a European final. The following season, he reached a European final. Won. The following season, he won the Prem. So, like, when he's compared to those managers, maybe that's why you get the backlash of he's shit, yada, yada, yada. But me, in my opinion, I think Arteta is just currently an average manager. Does he have
You know
potential
what?
to be great? Maybe. But in this current time, I can't say he's any better until he shows something to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Trajectory. Who has a better? Actually, forget about trajectory. Who's making top four for you, Prime? Do you still think Chelsea's making it?
Yeah, we will. Not listen. I know how bad we're playing and stuff like that, and I agree how bad our players are. But we've been doing this over the past 4 years, where we have terrible points in the season, and we're still able to make top four. Like I think we'll just end up. No other team will punish us for being this bad. I think with Arsenal, come the running end of the season, and we've been seeing it now in your European games that your squad depth is not good. And playing European games in the running of the season and having to play 2 games a week, and especially how after the World Cup the fixtures will becoming thick and fast, I think your squad depth will show, and you guys will end up finishing 5th, 6th.
Okay. I disagree.
I hope so.
I disagree completely. I think it's unrealistic to expect a team that's currently been first majority of the season and playing very sustainable football to drop off to the level that you're speaking about. I think that is unrealistic to expect that type of drop off to happen. I think we're definitely going to hold on to either first or second come the end of the season. I don't think we're going to win the league, but there is a potential possibility if Man City slip up and they have injuries that something crazy could happen. It's happened with Leicester, and I'm not comparing ourselves to Leicester, but I'm just saying if we find ourselves in and amongst the pack and we strengthen in January, you never know. But right now,
Oh, you guys should get top four. Like I hear what you're saying. I agree. You guys should get top four. Statistically, mathematically, history wise, shows this stage in the season that no team with the points you've had has not gone on to win the league. So by that logic, I'm not saying you guys should win the league, but by that logic, you guys should get top four. You should
but
finish
to say
second
fifth and
or
sixth,
third.
that is ridiculous.
I've
Bro,
got reasoning as to why. I've got
Fifth and
reasoning as to
sixth.
why.
Who,
Fifth or sixth, yeah.
Who are the 4 teams that you're putting ahead of us?
It's not even towards that. Again, like I've said, your squad depth will show from the end of the
No,
season.
but
I think Liverpool will get top
Who are
4.
the 4
I
teams
think
that you're putting ahead of us that
I-
have better squad depth?
I think it's not even necessarily just better squad depth. There's like so many other contexts and reasons. I think Liverpool will get top 4. I think
What?
Spurs will end up getting it because Spurs won't play European.
One second.
Eu-
Do you
Can I
realize,
explain?
Do you realize the point gap between Liverpool and Arsenal at this moment?
Yes, I do. Can I explain? Can I explain why? Thank you. I think Spurs will end up getting it just based on in the second half of the season. They won't play European games. They'll get knocked out in the round of 16, no matter who they play. I think Chelsea, again, just based on the fact of how bad we've been in previous seasons and we've still managed to just scrape top 4, that will probably end up doing it again. Liverpool, I know how bad they're being, but in the second half of the season, they'll kick into gear and go on a run of games and get top 4. They've done it before. That's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, I don't think Liverpool get top 4. I think Arsenal, unfortunately, we have to say, does get top 4. I mean, I just don't think Liverpool in that form prime. I mean, we say he's done it before, but this season they're in a whole new wreck.
You know what? We're gonna have to save some of these for Saturday. Saturday's gonna be a good show. Big up Prime for coming on, bro. I'll see you Saturday, hopefully at 8 p.m. Big up, guys. We're gonna be doing this show on Saturday, 8 p.m. And I don't know who's sniffing like that, but like, yeah, you good, bro?
Yeah, I've got like Reynolds and stuff.
Okay, I'm just gonna mute you as an outro. But yeah, yeah, big up everyone. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Big up to everyone in the chat. Shout out to all you guys. Big up to the new subscribers, also the new members for joining the chat. Big up to the super chatters, Jamie and somebody. Who's the other super chatter? I forgot his name. This is so bad of me. The guy who said the false advertisement. And sorry about the false advertisement. Monster, you let me down, bro. You let me down today. You're supposed to come on the stream, but big up Matt coming through. Yeah, here it is, the false advertisement guy. Big up Fatur and Matt and Prime for coming on. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for Vibes from the 6 Premier League predictions. We're going to run through all the games for the Premier League at 8 p.m. tomorrow. And you guys have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. We're out of here. Peace.